Maybe I didn't know Andre for that long. I do know he wouldn't have given up.
We are back with our second semester of Season 2 of Gen V. Welcome back to my channel, where today I'll be breaking down this premiere episode. We'll be discussing every shocking moment from a flashback VOT disaster. We'll be talking about some of the new characters, as well as saying goodbye to a beloved character. Get your pencils ready because school's back in session. Let's dive into this episode, full spoilers ahead. Right off the bat, Gen V kicks us back into time and we go back to 1967. This episode opens with a man in a lab coat, clearly in a panic, sprinting through the VOT hallways. He's headed straight for a group of scientists and VOT employees all gathered around, looking a little too eager to take an injection of a vibrant blue liquid. Now this could just be me, but this color looked exactly the same like Compound V, which makes me wonder, is this some new sneaky variant? Something designed to look like Compound V, but secretly do something else? Maybe even fool VOT himself and keeping the soups in the dark. Our mystery man is banging on the door, screaming it's not ready yet, and you'll notice the door says Odessa Project with security clearance required. The Odessa Project being this big mystery of the season. Now the mystery man eventually breaks through, but it's too late. The injections are in and the damage is done. As he frantically asks, do they feel anything? And all of a sudden, it hits. We watch as the horror unfolds in a classic Boys Universe fashion, as the sickening detail as one man violently throws up blood, another man's face melts off like a wax doll, and a third man's belly explodes, and we even see one catches fire, which to me reminded me of Golden Boy from season 1 of Gen V. And then in the grand finale, we watch as one of the scientists has tentacles coming out of his ass, which also reminded me of Billy Butcher when he used the Compound V in last season. As we watch them all dying in the most agonizing, horrific way imaginable. As it's brutal, it's VOT, it's the boys, and it's gloriously messed up. Now as the last screen fades, our mystery man, gasping for air, tries to hit the fire alarm, but unfortunately he doesn't make it, as the smoke has got to him and we are assuming that he died in this moment. Now as the camera pans to the VOT employee's badge, we get the reveal where this VOT employee, this desperate scientist who tried to warn them, is no other than Dr. Thomas Godolkin. Yes, the same Godolkin, the namesake of our beloved and deeply flawed Godolkin University. Now, as we learned in season 1, Godolkin University was founded back in 1965, which is just 2 years before this catastrophic flashback, and we also know that the university was made as a front to study soups and their behaviors. So the million-dollar question is, what exactly is Project Odessa? Was Godolkin trying to create something to help the soups, or something to control them? Or perhaps he created this to give regular humans a fighting chance just in case the soups ever went off the rails. Either way, the implications are huge, and I am ready to peel back this onion to figure out what this project's all about. Now, speaking of Godolkin University, we snap back from the past into the present with the classic VOT-style propaganda commercial. It's all smiles and sunshine and completely fabricated narrative about the past events. They're basically saying, come to God you, everything's fine, nothing to see here. As we get this in memoriam section showcasing the soups who have died across the boys in the Gen V series. And this includes Victoria Newman. Now in this video, we see that they're pinning the death on former President Robert Singer, but also on Annie, aka Starlight, who they also remind us is on the run. Now remembering from the finale of season 4 of The Boys that Homelander has full control over Soup's security, God U is now under new management. As we're introduced to the new dean by the name of Cypher, a Soup who promises a new era for the students.
So join us this fall and become the hero our world so desperately needs.
Now let's check in with our favorite God U troublemakers as we cut over to Jordan, who's alone in a cell and clearly distraught. We watch as Jordan gets transferred as they're resisting the guards, but ultimately overwhelmed and thrown into the back of a van. Now inside this van, Jordan finds Emma. As they're both happy to see each other, but again we can see that they're both broken, as Emma believes this is it. Their time has come, they're about to be killed. But Jordan the Protector tries to comfort her, promising her that they'll be okay. Now as they arrive to their destination, the van doors open and outside is Cate. Cate welcomes them back to the university, and we quickly learn that Cate used her influence and pushed the higher-ups and ultimately helped to get them released. And for a brief second there's a little glimmer of hope, but then Cate notices that someone is missing, and that someone is Andre. As she scans Jordan's mind, the truth hits her like a freight train. She finds out that Andre is dead. As Cate face says it all, she had no idea what happened to Andre, and you can just see the regret, the guilt washing over her, and realizing the cost of siding with Vought and not her friends. Now, this scene hits different, and that's because at the very beginning of this episode, a simple, powerful title card appeared which read, "For Chance." Now, for those that do not know, this premiere episode was dedicated to the actor Chance Perdomo, who played Andre, who unfortunately tragically passed away in a motorcycle accident in 2024 at the young age of 27. Now, Chance was on his way to Toronto to start filming for this very season 2 of Gen V. Now, out of immense respect for him, his character Andre Anderson was not going to be recast. Instead, the entire second season was rewritten to honor him and reflect his passing within the narrative. Now, with that being said, you can feel that in this episode. Andre's death is not just a plot point, it's really a profound loss that will clearly resonate throughout the entire season, a way to keep Chance's memory alive. R.I.P. Now, Jordan and Emma meet Stacey Ferreira, who was an ex-student and now the head of Student Life. Now, as the God U promo video showed, the staff is now entirely occupied by the soups, and we see that she's a soup with a stinger on her ass, and if you use it, it can kill you. Now, there are statements prepared for both Jordan and Emma, but Jordan refuses until Emma says they'll do it because there's no way in hell they're going back to Elmira. As it is officially move-in day for the students, and we head onto the stage with Jordan and Emma, and we see their parents are there, but they are not happy to see them, but they also notice that Cate and Sam are on stage as well. There is no happy reunion for any of them, especially Emma and Sam, who last time she saw him, he called her out for being an attention seeker and made her literally feel small. We watch as Jordan cooperates and reads the maid's statement in front of the press, confirming that they were the ones to liberate their peers who were imprisoned, and they were wrongfully accused of the Godolphin massacre. But the question from the press remains, where is Andre and where is Marie? Now, immediately after the press conference backstage, Jordan confronts Cate, demanding to know Marie's whereabouts after she broke out months ago. Now, Cate claims she has no idea where Marie is, assuring Jordan that she is still on the run. Now, Cate tells them that she made a deal. Jordan and Emma must remain on campus and stay completely out of trouble. Now, neither Jordan or Emma are buying that Cate is genuinely looking out for them, and honestly, who would? As we watch Jordan punches Cate in the face and we watch them walk away. Now, this is where, to me, Cate really shines as one of the most fascinating characters in this series. Now, we saw the heartbreaking backstory from Cate last season, with her mom shaming her for what happened to her brother, which led her straight into the arms of the previous dean, who just straight up manipulated her. We know that Cate has been used and twisted and forced to mind control her friends. Which begs the question for Cate this season, will she truly continue to buy into Vought and be their puppet, or is she playing the long game? Is she deep down torn between self-preservation and protecting her friends? We're going to have to see this season if she's going to continue to play both sides, or will she finally pick a team and either go all in for Vought or join the fight to take them down. But I will say, based on the end of this episode, it looks like Cate may be siding with Vought for a while. Now, speaking of that new management, we cut to Cypher, who again is the new Soup Dean, as he's delivering a welcome back speech to the student body. He's all about a fresh start, trying to project an image of a compassionate leader. He even explicitly states that he was against the torturing of the students in the woods. Now, during this speech, Jordan suddenly has a flashback to seeing Cypher's face in Elmira. This completely contradicts his "I was against it" claim. As Cypher says that the virus to kill all soups is no more, but we know that that's not true because Frenchie in season 4 of The Boys managed to recreate it, and it's now in Butcher's possession. Now, Cypher talks about how he no longer trusts humans after the creation of the woods and the experimenting on the soups, and of course the making of the killer virus in season 1 of Gen V, and he promises to prepare the students for the brave new world. Now, Jordan and Emma have no idea who Cypher is, and his identity is unknown as well as his powers. Emma really wishes that Marie was with them, but Jordan is glad she's not because they believe they don't need her. Jordan is still broken and feels helpless as Emma plans to visit Andre's house to tell his dad what happened to him. Now, meanwhile, back in the dean's office, Cate isn't just taking punches, she's also throwing questions. She confronts Cypher about Andre's death, but he's tight-lipped, refusing to share any details. Now, it's clear their relationship is quite icy, and Cate, in a moment of frustration, tries to use her mind-reading powers on him. But this shows to be a big mistake, as we see Cypher, who again, we don't know who he is, we don't know what he's capable of, he grabs her hand and almost shoves it into his blender. He stops just short, but the message is clear: don't test me, I'm in charge. And just for a good measure, he orders her to continue looking for Marie. Now, I'm a huge fan of the actor Hamish Linklater. Like, he's such a great actor in movies, but in particularly in TV shows, whether that's Fargo, Legion, Midnight Mass. He did a great job of voicing Batman. Like, he is such a great actor, and I'm so excited to see him in this season. Now, going back to Cypher mentioning Marie, we find her. She's still on the run. She's keeping a low profile at a gas station, gathering up some food and a cell phone. As we see that she's still laser focused on finding her younger sister, Annabeth. As we see her calling various places, desperately searching, but Annabeth is nowhere to be found. Now, the Annabeth mystery is a thread from last season that I'm desperately waiting to have a good payoff. Is she under Vought's control? Has she become a soup herself, perhaps fighting against him? Or something else entirely? Whatever it is, I hope it's a revelation that hits hard and has a really good payoff, whether she's a good person, a bad person, or somewhere in the middle. I hope that we get some more answers about her this season. Now, as Marie flips through the channels looking for something to distract her, we get a fun callback to Vought Expo. She sees an ad for a movie starring Cate and Sam called Flipped, clearly Vought's take on Freaky Friday. But then she comes across a news conference where she sees Jordan and Emma on stage reading Vought's propaganda. The look on her face says it all. She's in disbelief, she's also disappointed, and she's heartbroken by the sense of betrayal. Right now, she clearly believes her friends have now cooperated with the enemy. Next morning, Marie finds herself caught between some Homelander cultists and some Starlight supporters. Now, one of them makes a threat to her, but Marie steps in and uses her blood powers. We see her brutally, efficiently, and almost effortlessly take down these Homelanders, leaving a very clear and very bloody message. Now, this isn't the hesitant Marie we once knew in season 1. This is a soup in control, truly embracing her powers, at least to the extent that she knows. Now, the only problem is those thankful citizens were naturally recording the whole thing. And later on, we'll see how that phone footage comes back into play. Now, from one cool action moment to an utter heartbreak scene, we follow Emma to Andre's house, tasked with the devastating job of telling his father what happened to his son. You can just feel the weight of grief as Emma walks through the house and we see pictures of Andre. As to me, it's clear this scene is the show's heartfelt tribute and a moment of silence for their lost friend. She finds Andre's father, Polarity, downstairs as he's a broken man. We see him drowning his sorrows in booze, and he's aware of what happened thanks to his Vought connections, and he's consumed by guilt as he blames himself for Andre's fate.
I always thought Andre he was made of steel, but he wasn't. He was flesh and blood. He was my flesh and blood.
Now, he's not exactly thrilled to see Emma as he's pushing her away, wanting her to leave him alone. Now, Emma tries to rally him to get him to help unmask Cypher and avenge his son Andre. But Polarity's too deep into his despair, forcing her to leave. Before doing so, Emma tells him that even though she didn't know Andre well, she knows that he would have never given up. And little does she know, this actually worked. Later in the episode, we see him on his computer starting his own investigation on who Cypher is. Now, it is important to remember that his powers are literally killing him, so he can't use them without risking his life. Meanwhile, back at the same gas station we saw Marie at, we meet a new soup by the name of Dognot. His name says it all. He's got the tracking abilities of a canine and he's on Marie's scent. Now, back at the campus, we see Vaught's brought back the Deep's old fraternity, which has been gone for over a decade. Which, by the way, if you've seen the trailer for this season, the Deep will be making an appearance, so I'm really intrigued to see how he plays into this overall story. Now, inside, we find Jordan trying to drink away their problems and getting into a brief one-sided fight with another soup. Now, Emma's also coping at the party, only to run smack into her old bully, Justine, who's now, out of all people, dating Sam. Now, Emma pushes Justine aside, desperate to talk to Sam about his murderous past, but Sam, he's completely apathetic thanks to Cate's mind control from last season, which stripped him from all of his feelings. Now, in this moment, something shatters. It seems like his mind control has broken.
Andre, die.
Fuck are you talking?
Ask Cate.
Now, with Sam's mind control broken, we see him confronting Cate. He's frustrated about pretending to be happy, about dating Justine, about living this fake perfect life. As Cate offers to wipe his feelings again, but he refuses. He just wants it to all stop, and he wants to go home. But Vought's grip is tight as Cate, clearly under the orders to keep him in line, touches his face, putting him back in the mind control of not feeling anything. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier, you can see Cate after she did this. She doesn't want to do this. She's not happy about this. Again, it hints at her own struggles within Vought's control. Now, speaking of feeling numb, after the soul-crushing interaction, Emma shrinks down, embracing her cricket internet persona as she lets people toss her into beer cups for beer pong. It's a sad callback to her old ways, using this performance for acceptance and to escape this crushing weight of reality, including her complicated feelings for Sam. Now, going back to favorite characters of season 1, I am a huge Emma fan. Like, I love the arc that we saw her on in season 1, and also visually the way the show uses her powers when they make her into mini Emma. It's incredible to me, and it really does sell the idea of her vulnerabilities, but also her escapism. Now, back with Dog Knock, he catches up with Marie, who's in her hotel room, leading to an intense, brutal fight between the two. Now, Marie is holding her own in most of this fight, but eventually we see Dog Knock gets the upper hand. Now, as he's about to take her out, the light starts to flicker and in steps Starlight, delivering a blow that knocks out Dog Knock. Starlight is back. She's been keeping a low profile since the boys' finale, and she's got a plan that needs Marie's help. Now, Starlight was able to find her because of that video we were talking about earlier, as she wants her to go back to Godolphin for her own safety, but also for a way to take down Vought. She reveals to her that Project Odessa, which is rumored to be returning, and Starlight believes it's the real reason Godolphin University was created in the first place. Now, the details about Project Odessa isn't known to anyone, including Starlight, but they will need Marie to figure it out and to stop it. We see Marie isn't keen on returning at all, but Starlight delivers a powerful prep talk calling her a good person and a real hero, and reminding her that she can't run forever. As we know, there's a war coming for season 5 and the finale of The Boys, and Marie needs to be on the right side of history. Now, back at the fraternity party, Emma learns about Marie's fight and where she is. She tells Jordan, who's not exactly thrilled, as Jordan still holds it against Marie for leaving them and Elmira and believing Marie was never going to come back for them. Now, Emma knows Andre would have looked for Marie, so she decides, regardless of being told to stay on campus and not to get into any trouble, as we see Jordan eventually decides to join her, but unfortunately, Cate overhears this conversation and she follows them. Now, yet again, another reunion that doesn't go well. As Marie confronts them for their Vought deal, and Jordan hits back about her abandonment in Elmira. It's in this moment that Marie learns about Andre and his death. And it's in this moment that we as the audience finally get the full picture of what happened to him. As we find out that Andre died, tried saving them and trying to help them escape Elmira.
Why didn't we stop?
Because he was trying to be you.
And just when you think it couldn't get worse, we see Cate arrives trying to convince Marie to rejoin Godolphin. But Cate uses her powers and knows Marie has been talking to Starlight and knows about Project Odessa. She demands that Marie tell Vought about Starlight and what just happened and her knowing about Project Odessa before Vought finds out and tortures her. Now Marie refuses, and this is where Cate moves in to try to use her mind control powers. But instead, we get a similar scene to the finale of Gen V, where Marie stopped Cate from touching Jordan, and now Jordan returns the favor by using their powers and slamming Cate into the wall and cracking her skull. Now Marie tries to help out Cate, but Jordan stops her because they can't let Cate touch them. Now, with Cate unconscious and potentially dying, they make the brutal decision to leave her for dead, as her life hangs by a thread as they escape. Now, unfortunately, the suspense, this cliffhanger of a moment, was immediately ruined for me and probably for you all as well, because the trailer for the weeks ahead played. And in this trailer, it reveals that Cate survives, which I figured she would, but I would have liked a little bit more suspense, right? But in the trailer, we see Cate survives and now has it out for them for leaving her for dead. Now, speaking of the trailer that we see for the weeks ahead, it's pretty good. We see more characters from the boys crossing over, like Firecracker, and also I mentioned we're going to see the Deep, and also I believe Black Noir was in one of the trailers of the season. We see Marie goes back to Godolphin, as we figured she would eventually. We see Cypher starting up some type of training camp for the Supes to prepare for an all-out war if the humans ever decide to attack them. Now, this training leads to what is some type of battle royale situation where Supes will be fighting each other. Speaking of powers, this trailer puts a major emphasis on how Marie is led to believe that she's one of the most, if not the most powerful Supe alive, and she's even potentially more powerful than Homelander if she truly taps into her abilities. And of course, there is the mystery of Odessa. Now, as far as my thoughts about this premiere episode, overall to me, it was a little bit underwhelming. I liked some parts, but some parts just felt a bit off. I say that because I recently rewatched season 1 in preparation of this new season, and I think about that first premiere episode and how it was just so much better than this episode in every single way possible. For me, this episode, at times, I felt the performances didn't feel that strong and the pacing felt slow but rushed at the same time. Now, I'll give this episode some slack because, again, knowing it was rewritten because of Chan's unexpected death, and most returning episodes for like a new season are kind of hard to pull off in general. The writers are trying to pick back up the emotional beats from the previous season. They're trying to catch us up with the old characters while establishing new characters and new stories, so I understand it's a hard thing to pull off overall. Now, even with my criticisms, again, there were moments I liked in this episode. There were things that were set up that I'm excited to find out for, but like I said, it just felt a little underwhelming. But even with that underwhelming feeling, I'm still super excited for the episodes in the weeks ahead, and I believe it'll do what season 1 did, where it's its own series, it's its own stories, its own characters, but at the same time, they can smartly set up the story for the final season of The Boys, in which I have a good feeling that I bet Marie will play a big character in this final season of The Boys, as well as the other supporting characters as well. Now, they dropped the first 3 episodes to kick off this new season, so I just watched episode 1, and I'm about to watch episode 2, followed by episode 3, so by the time this is out, both my breakdowns for those other episodes will be available to watch on my YouTube channel or listen to on my podcast. So I'll have individual breakdowns for episode 2 and 3 on my YouTube channel, and I'll probably have a podcast with all 3 episodes as one big podcast episode. With all that said, I thank you all for watching or listening to this breakdown of episode 1 of season 2 of Gen V. Now do me a favor in the comments below, let me know what you all thought about this episode, what theories, deeper meanings, what Easter eggs did you all take away. Please consider sharing this breakdown to anyone and everyone you know that loves talking about this show. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a new feature called the hype button, which kind of pushes this video out to a larger audience. So if you all can hit the hype button on YouTube, I would appreciate that as well. And last but not least, stick around by subscribing to the channel today. You all are awesome. Stay safe. I'll catch you all in episode 2 and 3 of this new season of Gen V.